Visitors' comments. Does anybody have anything for the board tonight?
I do. Oh,
Okay.
No,
No, please, I want to go last.
Go ahead, ma'am.
Okay. I have a copy here for each one of you.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Pass them down. I don't know. Here, just share for now.
You don't have, you want another one?
We're good.
You're good? All right, I'll just read it if that's okay,
That's fine.
because I'm a little nervous.
All right.
Okay, I'm writing to formally report on the ongoing safety and traffic issues regarding illegal vehicular parking on 412 Main Street, Gilbertville, Massachusetts. Vehicles routinely park illegally in this zone, which is clearly marked with signs that say, State Highway Parking Prohibited, along with no parking signs posted. The continuous violation creates several severe hazards for our community. Number one, blocked cyclists. Drivers cannot see oncoming traffic or pedestrians when pulling out of Rose 32 parking lot. Pedestrian danger. Legal parked cars block crossways, forcing pedestrians and children to walk into the active roadway. Number three, emergency vehicle access, which happened to be a couple weeks ago. The narrow of the road restricts the path for fire trucks and ambulances, risking critical response times. Despite existing signage, the lack of consistent enforcement has turned this illegal parking into an everyday habit for commuters and visitors. I respectfully request that the Board of Selectmen coordinate with the local police department to increase monitoring issues, citations, or implementing towing protocols for this specific area. Additionally, painting curbs or installing parking barriers may help deter drivers from parking here. Thank you for your time and leadership and dedication to keeping our town safe and our streets safe and accessible. I look forward to your response regarding any actions to the town plans to take. In addition to that, this has been going on for 3 years for me, because I do volunteer work in this elderly lady in Hardwick, and I go by there 3 times a week. Twice I almost got hit, and then a couple weeks ago was the ambulance situation where I could not pull to the side of the road because there's no way I could do that. I called the police department numerous times, and it's like, for whatever reason, everybody totally ignores it. So I'm wondering, does Hardwick want to be like where in 1978, where the police totally ignored a drunk driver? And I'm sure some of you are familiar with the incident. And then this drunk driver went up to kill 2 people. And the town got sued for almost $1 million. Is that what we want? Because it will cost us a lot more, like $5 or $6 million, and then somebody will die. I mean, I don't get it. I don't understand what the issue is. And from what I've seen, I have like the police logs. There's no, I mean, literally, let me see. As far as parking violations on Main Street for the whole a month and a half, I believe there's been, 1 second, because I have all the police logs from the whole month and a half. For the whole month, and not necessarily on Rose 32, but on Main Street, there was 2 written warnings, 4 verbal warnings, and 3 citations. And as far as on the days that Rose 32 is open, there was 1 verbal and 1 citation. Why? I don't get it. I don't understand. If you guys can explain to me why you let this happen, or the town lets this happen, I'd appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Do you have any comments about it?
I think it's tough with them because a lot of people that are parking are running in, grabbing whatever they've ordered and leaving. And by the time the PD gets there, if it is a complaint against, one specific vehicle or a couple vehicles, they leave, another one comes in, and it's like this ongoing cycle. I know that we've had numerous issues. The brewery obviously had this issue, that's why all the signs went up. So I think that...
excuse me, all the signs are up there too.
Yeah, I know, all the signs
are
are
up.
up.
The other thing is, on top of that, like when the ambulance was behind me, I looked, there were 6 parking places minimally that people could have parked, but they refused to park. You know what, that's not a good enough excuse. The good excuse is to do something, not to make excuses.
I'm not making excuses by any means. I'm not. I'm really not. I'm not
Well,
trying
it sounds like you are to me.
I'm not at all. And if that's the way you're taking it, I'm sorry. I just know that we've had this issue with the brewery. They put the signs up, so I think that obviously we do need to do more. I think you do have valid concern. I'm not saying you don't. I'm not taking away from that. I know this has been an ongoing issue, not just with Road 32. That's my whole point. This has been ongoing from the brewery, from Road 32. I think now that the brewery moved to Ware, I was hoping that it would kind of get better, but I don't know if that's the case. I'm not regularly going by Road 32. I'm not going to lie to you, and I just don't notice it. Now I will, obviously, because you brought it to my attention. So every time I go by there, I'm going to be like, oh, they're illegally parked. They're illegally parked. So, I mean, this is definitely something that we have to do something about. I just don't know.
Okay,
Yeah.
do you have anything, Bill?
At this time, I don't, but we should reach out to the police chief and get his advice on it.
I actually
agree
gave
on
him a
that.
copy of that letter. He has a
Okay.
copy of that letter.
Okay, now, I am a regular Rose 32 customer, and I also was on the planning board when they got their permit to operate there, and we knew the parking was kind of minimal. Other than more police enforcement of the parking regulations there, I don't know if there's a whole lot we can do. And I would like to see more police enforcement. I've ended up parking on the grass to pick up my order. Again, it's people coming in, picking up their order and leaving. And that's really tough for the police to enforce because people, you have somebody illegally parked, the police show up, they're gone.
Well, all the police have to do be there is on Friday, Saturday, and Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Stay
Yep.
right there. The town will make a whole lot of money.
We don't have that. We have 7 police officers covering 2 towns. We don't have we don't have enough personnel to be able to do
How
that.
come they can't put barriers or something in that area?
That's something that we could consider, but
So, excuse me, but when cars pull up and they literally park right in front of a sign that says state
Yeah.
highway, no parking, that should be considered enforceable. Whether they're going in and coming out in 5 minutes or not, they're parking in front of a
Absolutely.
sign that says no parking, state highway. I live on Hardwick Road. I grew up in this town, I've lived here my whole life. And same thing goes for the dance studio. Now, why someone hasn't been hit there is beyond me, because now that Cumberland Farms has moved all their curbing even more to take up part of the road. There's a municipal parking lot right across the street. Why isn't that utilized? Instead, they're parked there. Why?
laziness.
That's not an excuse.
I know, but
Then
that's,
something needs to be done, someone needs to be held accountable, and if it's up to, if the police are posting that sign, then that's their job.
Why doesn't
That's
Ro-
what we pay them for.
Why doesn't Rose 32 actually tell their customers, I'm sorry, move your car?
That's right.
I mean, listen, I understand completely what you're saying, because I work in emergency services, so this is one of the biggest gripes that I have, is when we're responding somewhere, and people are parked on a do not park way, and we have people in front of us that can't get over, that delays our response. So I 100% understand what you're saying. The people that are just blatantly parking, like you said, with a do not park or no parking highway, they're taking their own risk there, right? To have a ticket written against them or towed. So I think that just kind of enforcing that, I think, is a big start. And to Jeff's point, I can't speak on why people aren't using the parking lot, but I think it is laziness. I know that's not a great excuse, but I mean, to save the 15 steps from crossing the street, they're parking right in front of the building. And I've experienced that because I've gone to Cumbies, and it's like there's
Exactly.
6 cars parked, and a lot of them, they put their hazards on, and it's like, that's not doing any good. So
And the crosswalk is right there for them.
yeah.
yep,
It's right there. They need to utilize what that parking lot is for,
we'll talk to the police about enforcing it. Yes, Bill?
Did the town officially or unofficially suggest that Rose 32 patrons could park in the lot right here? know
Yes, I
they do
believe they
sometimes.
have a sign in Rose
They have a sign
32.
there to say you could park over here.
Yes.
And they do park here.
And they do
They
park
do
here.
park here.
All their employees park here.
Okay.
Yes.
You know, in this, where everybody lives by their cell phones these days, could somebody have a conversation with Rose 32 about perhaps doing the, if all they're doing is running in to pick up an order or something, that Rose 32 does some sort of configuration so that they pull up, somebody comes out, gives them their order, you know, and they're on their merry little way, and it's not, you know.
They're not parking in the road.
Yeah, it was just, you know.
They do have a space right next to the building that is off the road, that's parallel parking alongside the building.
It was just a
There's only, like,
thought if they could
space for
have,
3
you
cars.
know, basically a drive-through or a
Yeah.
takeout or, you know, like, I hate to say Walmart has, but, you know. drive up with-
We can talk to them about it,
Just-
because
it was a
really, it is an issue.
Mr. Chair,
Yes,
I
sir.
would recommend we talk to Rose 32 or reach out to Rose 32, and they should take 2 or 3 spots in their parking lot and designate it for pickup. Like pizza, you know, Pizza Hut or whatever these places do, order online, and you come up with your iPhone and there's designated parking that says this is only for people that have pre-ordered. You park here, you run in 5 minutes, and you're constantly moving, versus parking in the street. But that's a problem or an issue that they should be able to resolve themselves, Rose 32. If we bring it to their attention and have them resolve it.
They are aware. I know early on when I came here, there was early conversations between the police chief and the owners at Rose 32 about the parking situation. They have written, I know they have written tickets before, but someone's just not standing down there the entire shift, you know, to see who comes and goes. But I do know that there have been tickets written, and within my first couple months here, there were conversations had.
Well, according to the police log, no, they haven't.
It was
They
like-
have, for a month and a half, they really have been.
It was like 2 years ago.
You know, another thought, Jeff, is have Rose 32 buy themselves an auxiliary police officer.
Yep.
That's their job, to stand out there and they start writing tickets, and it's all
Well-
gonna go to the town.
There you
What
go.
I will do is,
There you go.
next time I'm in there, and I'm in there quite often, I will talk to one of the owners and see if we can come to some sort of agreement.
We should actually send them a letter.
A letter?
Yeah, not verbally talk to them. Like, I mean, you can afterwards, but it should be sent by a letter.
Liz, to your point, that they would just hire a detail.
Yeah,
That's what he's
you know,
talking about. They
you
would
know what I'm saying.
hire a detail for Friday, when they're open.
Yep.
And
Exactly. What
have
I'm not
them,
saying is that,
Yeah.
you know, and that's, that if somebody isn't listening, then they have a book of tickets, and,
Yeah.
you know, money only comes to the town, so.
That's right.
But that is a burden on a business in town.
It is.
And that could drive them to go somewhere else,
It-
like
yeah, it could.
Lost Towns Brewery.
Mm-hmm, you could,
And I don't think that would be a good thing for the town of Gilbertville.
no, but, you know, maybe that would.
Wow, that's
everybody would.
amazing. That's quite the response you have. So you think that a person's safety is less important than a $1
Keeping
million
the business in
business?
town?
Or whatever?
But having a business in town is part of.
Well, I understand that, but
Whoa.
you're saying that that's more important than
No, I
someone's
am
safety.
not, I
Yes, you
am
are.
not saying anything of the
Okay,
sort,
so
ma'am.
if that-
I am not
that's-
saying anything of the sort. What I am saying is that there's 2 sides to this. And you're just seeing the one side, and they are trying to run a business.
Oh, no, I
And
understand
they're
that.
trying to make a living.
So I think
and
that
if
she's
you
got a
start-
great idea.
But that would be a burden on the business to pay for a reserve police officer to be there for all
Then-
their hours that they're
Then
open.
have-
Well, I guess
then
if
make
they
sure-
wanted their
That's an
business, they
extra
would.
employee.
Then make sure that the Rose 32 is the one that says, no, you know what, if you're parked on the street, you can't get an order. That's it.
Now, Bill, you had some?
I've heard two mentions that the town would make money on issuing citations, but I think that's not the case. Right? The town does not get a share of the tickets that are collected.
No.
So that shouldn't be a factor, I think, anyway, but it's not the case.
Is there any signage, like in Rose
That's not the way they
32,
allocate it.
that says anything about parking on the street?
I don't know about inside, I know outside the room.
There is tons of signage outside, and I
There's a
do
lot of
remember
I
at
know
one
it's
point
posted
there
on the
was.
road, but do they have anything in the business itself that
I don't
says? Because that's something that should possibly happen too.
Mr. Chair.
Put that right on the door.
Yes, Bill.
One sec, so sorry.
Sorry.
No worries. I think we should recommend this, go to the planning board, so the planning board can reach out to Rose 32, bring them in for a meeting, and discuss and say, hey, put in just a couple designated spots in your parking lot that is for online pickup. And that would resolve this issue.
I think it'll be more than that, though,
Not
to tell you the
necessarily.
truth, but that's a discussion that has to be had.
Right, and the planning board would be the ones that kind of enforce this.
Bill?
You gave them a permit.
Before my time, they did receive a permit. I can look back and figure out what the conditions of that are. It would involve hours and a few other
Right.
things. I don't know if it involved parking. We can look at that, and in that case, and I think only that case, would it be a zoning and permitting kind of matter, which actually would then go by complaint to the zoning enforcement officer.
The building inspector.
But I mean, this is something that can be resolved.
I think so,
No problem.
without burdening the business too much.
Exactly.
There might be
What's our
something.
sign cost and drive it in the ground and say, you know, online parking right here.
Right.
Designate a couple spots.
Okay. I know, they're not satisfied with it, but
We'll reach out to Rose 32, see what they say. We'll reach out to the police chief, see what he's gonna do. And we'll go from there.
I guess it just seems like it would be an easy thing to hold people accountable.
Right.
You don't post a sign and then not enforce it. What are you posting the sign for, just to make people happy?
Actually,
Come on.
that was, those signs were posted, since it's a state road, it was posted by Mass DOT. So
Mass
it's-
DOT,
Yes.
right.
Yep.
So we'll
Right,
just
good.
May I ask,
Yes, Bill.
are we clear on where exactly the state road is and isn't? I mean, because when it gets into the municipality, it's not a state road, right? But it is apparently both at the,
I think there's a clear delineation somewhere along the way.
It's-
starts at Curtis, so for example, like
Yeah,
technically you could
It's around
park
in
on
there.
Town Street, but you can't park in front of Rose 32 because it is a state highway.
Right.
Starting just before that. Okay.
Yeah, Mass DOT are the ones that put up those signs. So that might be a good place to start too.
Yeah, we could reach out to DOT and just find out where it starts, where it stops, or if it stops.
right. Okay. Well,
I know they're not gonna be the ones to actually enforce them.
No.
no, it'll
Obviously,
be the
because
police.
yeah, that would be the police and the state police.
And we're just asking, you know,
All right,
all right.
We're definitely gonna.
very good.
We're gonna do something.
Well,
It's- I'm on the planning board too, so.
No.
We're in capital
I'm on
planning.
the capital planning. Sorry. Different planning. My brain is fried.
That's fine.
all right. Yes, Bill?
Can I take a minute and do something unusual and thank the board and our town administrator for spending time on Friday representing the town at the Quabbin legislation meeting in Belchertown with the rest of the host communities, with the Mass Water Resources Authority, with Senator Comerford, Representative Saunders, Senator Durant, and a whole host of us townies supporting that legislation, which will hopefully result in more money for our town and the other 11 towns.
As long as
Thank
you, as,
Thank you, thank you. for
and
taking the
thank
time.
you. You
Yeah.
were there.
Fair enough.
I thought we were a great team.
Yes.
Four of
Thank
us,
you
I
for
really did.
taking the time and effort. in general. And thanks to my other board members. I mean, you all sacrifice a lot of time and effort and energy for the sake of the town. Thank you. I don't hear enough positive thank you, so I'm adding mine and looking at the camera, trying to set an example. Thank you.
Okay?
Thank you, Bill.
Thank you, Bill. Yes, Bill?
If I may, this is in respect to Massachusetts and the clean energy permitting changes that are coming, which you probably heard about. You certainly are familiar with the example in Oakham where the battery energy storage facility applied around the town to go to the Energy Facility Siting Board at state level. And we're able to circumvent any zoning concerns that way, and they were awarded, I guess, the ability to proceed there. So it's already clear that the state is, as they're pushing toward their climate goals, that they include battery energy siting facilities as energy producers, facilities anyway, and also solar, now down to small, anything over an acre roughly is going to be required to be sited through comprehensive permit. And that comprehensive permit is elective for towns as of the 1st of this month. It's mandatory in October. So the town is going to, our existing bylaws and procedures and permitting through different boards is going to be changed by the state, telling us that we have to have a comprehensive permitting process, and if a facility doesn't get approval or denial that's not reasonable enough in their eyes, then it would go to, it'd be automatic approval at 12 months. And that process requires every town designating what they call a local government representative, someone to shepherd the application for these things through all the different boards. And that is soon to be the case. We don't have a local government representative, and I don't know anybody who wants to be there. So, but you got to know that when things start to come to us, and they probably will, this is going to be another example of the state telling us where home rule exists and where it does not.
So you don't have any suggestions as to which position?
Well, it's one person in the select board designates to be that, and then they are supposed to look at the permitting process that comes in and shepherd it through all the different boards and the state.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
can I just speak to that real quick?
Yes.
I think that will get, the process will be a lot more streamlined, to your point, when we do get the online permitting. So I guess that will help shepherd through the boards. So that is coming down the pipeline, as I've said before. The first priority, at least for me in my office, is to get the new website up and running August 1st. So my priority after we go through that transition is to start working on the online permitting.
We're still gonna need that local representative though.
I think Bill should do it.
But you have nothing else to do, Bill.
I'm just happy.
You don't hear me volunteering for it either, Bill.
Somehow it sounds traitorous to me. I just
No.
It's,
already bad enough they're gonna
Should be
minimize
the
our
chair of the
bylaws.
select board.
yeah, probably should.
Yeah.
Either that
Comes
or
with the role.
Town
Comes
administrator.
with the chair.
or
So, thank you.
thank you.
Once we get the online permitting, it's something that I won't mind taking on once we implement that.
Well, through the chair. I can take it on, but, again, it sounds like it can become pretty onerous if things don't go very well.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Bill. Anything else? Yes, Jeff?
I just wanted to bring to the board's attention an open meeting law determination that I received for a complaint that I filed last year, OML 2025-68. And in this determination, the conclusion was that the planning board violated open meeting law when they deliberated during the June 9th meeting last year, when Harry Comerford and Bill Cole and Eric Fleming came to the meeting and debated at length about a letter from Mr. Tinker. And the AG found that they did in fact violate the law. They've been put on warning about having unposted, unnoticed meetings such as that. So that's one topic. The other topic is something I brought up a number of times, the USDA findings. And in the last 2 meetings, I was promised that I would get documents. Today, I received an email from the town administrator, and she told me in writing, the USDA selected DPC engineering and a procurement was not completed by the town. But that directly contradicts the town's own audit response and the 2019 RFQ record. The town issued an RFQ, DPC submitted a qualifications package and was interviewed with other firms and was selected in June of 2019, and I do have those documents. But my May 5th public records request is still unfulfilled. There was an extension granted by the supervisor of public records, and the extended deadline passed weeks ago now. And the town hasn't produced a procurement file or the USDA management decision letter. And this is all going back to the repeated findings 2025-01, which is a repeat of 2024-02, that cites the town for failing to document a competitive procurement process for the USDA-funded vendor. And this is the thing I brought up at town meeting, where it's $682,160 in question costs. So I'm asking the board tonight, which is it? Were the records misplaced? Or was there in fact no competitive process? Because the town can't have it both ways in different official statements. So I'd like the board to direct that the procurement file be located and produced within the compliance window that I've given. I've allowed 5 more days, even though it's over the deadline, but I still want these documents.
Justine,
Yep, so there is no procurement file for this project, and again, the only reason why I know what does and doesn't exist was because of Jeff's public records request, when I had to go through all of Teresa Kopsky's, the 2 town administrators' emails. There was no, if there was a procurement done, it was not documented correctly, according to Mass General Law. And again, if you read the second part of my email, because it's a federal project, we're not mandated to follow Mass General Law. However, do I think that the town should have? Absolutely. But none of us were here at that point. So he's right. He's right. The process procuring engineering firm was not done correctly. And I don't have a procurement file.
So I asked for 4 specific things. I wanted the correspondence between the town and USDA, rural development, or any pass-through state agency from January 1, 2024 to present concerning procurement, vendor selection, or compliance under ALN 10.760. 2, any management decision letter, preliminary findings letter, or other written correspondence from USDA rural development under 2 CFR 200.521 regarding the question costs in finding 2025-001 or the prior year finding 2024-002. 3, the complete procurement file, which you're saying doesn't exist, I gather.
I just don't have it.
For the vendor referenced in the finding 2025-01, solicitation documents, bid responses, evaluation records, sole source justifications, contracts, and amendments. And 4, any written procurement procedures, policies, or internal controls the town has adopted since June 30, 2024 in response to these findings.
There are
So
no.
I'm asking for very specific things, and I am not getting any response to my records.
There's no records responsive to his request.
that's, we just don't have the records to respond to your request.
That's the official
And-
position.
And Justine has written you that email saying that You could make a public records request of USDA.
And
to
I will
see-
do so.
And they may have it.
I'd be curious to get a copy of it from you.
None of us were on the board at the time this all
That's
happened.
really convenient, but that doesn't matter to me. I want.
I
these-
know it doesn't matter to you, but if the information isn't there, Jeff,
But it should be there, Mr. Chair.
it isn't.
I mean, there was a process. How did you
I
come
don't
up
know.
with DPC as,
2019.
you know what I mean? I'm sure they weren't the only vendor applying
No,
for
they
this
were not.
position.
And I only know that because of Jeff's public records request when I was going through all 4,000 of those emails where I could see the correspondences. If without those emails, I wouldn't have any answer for you.
I mean, can we reach out to the SOAR, like the USDA? We have those meetings on Thursday.
Yeah.
We can ask the question and say, hey, do you have this information? Because it started in the beginning. I mean, somebody had to choose
2019.
DPC. Yeah. I mean, they exist somewhere, and they're probably in this building in a box somewhere. But who knows?
Yeah, they're not in there.
And apparently they're not in the clerk's office, but we have a whole storage facility above us that has boxes and boxes and boxes of stuff.
Well, what really gets me is that I get invoices for these things, and they try to charge me money for it. They try to charge me money for this one. I went to the supervisor of public records, and I disputed that, and they told them they couldn't charge me the money. But I know what would have happened. I would have paid the money, and then I'd get no records. And this has happened repeatedly in this town. And I don't care about the money. I don't want the money back. I want the records. Or at least be upfront with me and stop giving me invoices and charging me for shit you don't have.
Thank you. Anything else?
I got nothing to say.
Jeff,
Yes?
I'm gonna unload too. I asked this before and I'm still trying to find out, does our town accountant and our town treasurer have the proper authorities that they claim they were gonna have and they were gonna get prior to being hired? Have they received all of those credentials that they're supposed to have received?
They are 100% qualified and meet the minimum qualifications for the positions.
Okay, are they legally bonded?
Yeah, we all have to be, yeah.
Okay, all right. All right, next question is, do you know where all of the commitment record, the commitments themselves are?
For what?
Every 2 weeks, there's a commitment that goes in the town, you know, the account,
Warrant?
the commitments where the treasurer sends this, the collector says, and the treasurer and the assessor, they all get together and decide how much has to be, how much is committed in the town, and that's how you set the tax rate and whatever. There's books of these, literally books of these that I was told about 4 years ago went missing. And these are things that have to be kept according to, they are permanent records. There were 36 green binders that existed that disappeared, I was told.
I don't know anything about green binders. I can check with the treasurer and the accountant, that's all.
But commitments themselves are supposed to be permanently saved.
Commitments.
When you mention commitments, what, are you mentioning, like, is it what you mentioned, like the warrant process for the payroll and accounts payable?
Everything that, I'm not an accountant.
I have we have
But
every warrant.
there are, these were all put by past treasurers and collectors. They were put in permanent binders. And they were put together, the binders were green, okay? And I was told that there was 36 of them that went missing.
I can look into it, I don't know. Is there something specific you're looking for?
No, I just wanted, no, these are permanent records that the town should have. And if the town is going, if the town's ever called on the carpet, somebody's gonna be asking for these records. And I was told that 36 green binders went missing.
I don't
See,
know
I'm not
anything about
familiar with the name commitment.
It's the warrant.
Well,
That's throwing
this
me
was-
off, Liz.
this was-
Are you talking about the warrants?
As it was explained to me, and, you know, like I said, I'm not an accountant, that the tax collector, the treasurer, the assessors, and the town accountant all get together, and this is what's coming in, this is what's going in, this is how you,
That sounds
all
like
the
the
things
warrant.
to, yeah, all the things to make sure that you set the tax rate
Taxes.
correctly
The
and
budget,
everything.
yeah.
Budget.
Or are you talking about taxes?
This is so that all of the finances in the town are accounted.
Can you, through the chair, clarify exactly what you're looking for?
I'm not, look, I don't want to see them. I want to make
understand.
sure that this town has not lost those 36 binders.
Can I ask who told you that there's 36 green binders missing?
Of our former tax collector.
36 green binders.
Because she was in possession of those.
So did she take them with her?
No, they were left in her office.
I can ask about 36 green binders, that's all I can say tonight.
I'm just saying is that she said there were 36
We'll,
green binders.
we'll look for them, Liz,
Okay.
okay?
It is something that the town,
Should have, yeah.
yeah, should have, because they're
Absolutely.
permanent records,
We'll
okay?
see if we can
And-
find them.
I know that when I was doing the records room, they were not there. Whether or not they might have gone into the vault downstairs, I don't know. I know that they used to be kept in what was the collector's office, which is now Sam's office.
Okay, well, look,
Okay. Okay. The next thing I have to deal with is, and I brought this up several times, is when is this board or any of the boards going to deal with the numerous complaints that have been made against the town administrator?
in my mind, I'm speaking for myself, not for the board right now. In my mind, although there have been a few incidents, in my mind, our present town administrator is a huge asset to this town. And to let her go or to get her out of here would leave us in a sorry state of affairs.
Are you aware of the fact that she is looking for another job?
No, I'm not.
That's irrelevant, Liz. That is totally irrelevant.
Well,
Then that's I can have the other select board members speak for themselves. That is my opinion,
Your opinion.
that without her, we would be lost.
I'm sorry you feel that way.
Do either of you want to speak to it? You go first, Bill?
I requested that we evaluate the town administrator. I've requested that as part of her contract, that we do evaluations every year. And that's it, and it's never made it to the agenda. But we are contractually obligated to do so. That's all.
Okay, that's all you're gonna say? You don't
Well,
have an opinion one way or another? You're not gonna address Liz's question? I'm the one that's stuck with it.
Yeah, you are. That's what comes with being in the captain's
Okay.
seat, sir. You know?
I don't wanna speak to, there are three of us. I don't wanna speak for you.
That's fine. You're not speaking for me.
Okay.
My silence should be my answer.
Zach, would you like to speak to Liz?
I think that every week we come in here and it seems like it's a competition on who's going to be the most condescending person in the room. And that's getting really old, and I'm kind of sick of it myself, and I'm sick of dealing with it. The short amount of time that I've been on this board, I've had a couple issues with the town administrator. I've addressed them directly with her. I cannot speak for things that have happened in the past because I have not been on this board. I hold people accountable. I've held you accountable. You've held me accountable. I hold everyone in this room accountable. I think that there are things that need to be improved upon with everything that is going on right now, with this board, with the town administrator. We are not getting anything done, frankly. And it's every week we come in here and we hem and haw about the same crap and we don't move forward on anything. And I'm getting really sick of it.
She
Quite
got her
honestly.
cop boyfriend,
Ah,
and she had
hey, knock it off,
employee
knock it
taken
off.
out of her
Yeah,
job. She has misled the police.
Stop.
You guys aren't doing
Stop.
your job.
Out of the meeting, now! Now!
You can kiss my fucking ass.
Sorry about that.
And that's the kind of thing I'm talking about. Every single week we come in here. And I stepped up to get in this position to help this town. And I feel like every week we have to deal with that. And I have to deal with personal attacks left and right for trying to do the right thing. And quite honestly, I'm not going to put up with it. And I don't care. And the people of YouTube can hear me on this one. I don't care if you like me. I don't care if you dislike me. There's you and I ran, and that was it. And if people want to step up and they want to pull papers and they want to run and they want to make change, they can 100% do that. And you know what? I'm doing the best I can, and I feel like everyone else here is doing the best we can, and that's all we can do.
I wasn't making an attack against you.
I know you're not. I know. I'm fired up.
I'm talking
You're fired
about
up.
not
I've been
just
very civil.
myself.
I know.
Zach.
I know you
making
have.
two complaints,
so you
but
know.
other people who have written letters making complaints, all right? And nothing gets dealt with. She, you know, no offense or anything, but it doesn't matter who that person is. Whoever it was that somebody makes a complaint against, there was somebody else that somebody made a complaint against, and the select board had an executive session and they dealt with it. But
Yeah.
no one has, and this board or the one before it, have ever had an executive session where they've dealt with the problems that numerous people have made complaints against the current town administrator. And if you're going to do that, you should bring in the people who have complained against her and to sit there and say, this is why we have complained, and this is why it's unacceptable. All right? And there's just too many things that the current town administrator has done that is not acceptable.
Excuse me, I'm kind of new to this, is this the appropriate place for this attack?
No.
No.
And we're not gonna do
If I had an
it.
issue
No.
with somebody,
I'm
I'd
trying-
go to a supervisor or something, now.
Well,
we-
the selectman is the supervisor, and
I know,
letters
but
have been
here-
written, and nobody does
I don't know.
anything,
There have been
okay?
2 letters
Thank you.
since my time on this board, and they were about a situation that we dealt with in an executive session. If you have a specific complaint, you can write it
I
out.
wrote one, and nothing happened.
I read your complaint list. Again, there are certain things that happen that I've addressed with Justine personally. I know we all, or at least Zach and I have. One-on-one.
Did anybody come back to me?
No.
Oh, see, well,
You want an answer? No. Thank you. Yes?
Why does it seem that Hardwick has a hard time finding someone that's brave enough to hold people in their positions accountable?
We are holding people accountable.
We are.
We are 100% holding people accountable. And I can speak for the fact that I've been on this board for 3 months. I am holding people, and that's the biggest thing in this room, is I'm holding people accountable.
Because that's a big problem.
Yes.
Yeah, I would agree
That,
with you.
Yes.
that's a really
Yes.
big problem, and I think everything would be a lot smoother if people just were held accountable for the jobs they are getting paid to do.
You are 100% correct.
So let's do it.
It's being done.
All right,
Okay.
Mr. Chair?
Can we
There should
move
be an
on?
executive session.
What's that?
There should be a future executive session for this board to discuss. The town administrator, for evaluation, stuff like
Right.
It's
that.
not an executive session item.
Let's move on. I don't think this
Just
is,
so
all
you
right.
know,
You
I
want me-
mean, no, I'm not gonna say anything because I gotta recuse myself. And certain things have happened, and you think you're upset, Zach. If this shit, I mean, excuse me, all right? If that happened to your family,
You're,
All right.
you're not wrong. I
All right.
understand where
That's
you're
all.
coming from. I know.
and I really can't say anything, so here I am handcuffed, and I've been handcuffed for over a year because of this board's failure to act. And you question accountability? Accountability's met with hostility. They file
See you
hostile
later.
work environment,
See you
all
later.
that
Yep.
stuff. There you go, that's what happens.
See you later.
And
See you
when-
later.
When people question, when people question Justine, Justine tries to
I
get
say
rid
we
of
have a
it one way
5-minute
or another.
recess.
That's
I think we,
That's true,
yes,
because I've
agree.
read all through town.
Yeah.
Thank
I
you.
have.
And that being said, I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna have something to eat, and I don't care at this point. Thank you.
Hmm?
I was told we were on 5-minute recess.
Okay.
Too bad. Too bad.
We don't all share the same opinion. Just because you're hearing some opinions here, you're not hearing
I
everyone's
know,
opinion.
and I understand
agree.
that.
Just so you know,
Just,
okay? Some of us haven't been as vocal.
thank you for coming.
Unfortunately, the people that are not being vocal are the ones that I need to be
This is the first
vocal.
meeting
Because
I
the ones that are
ever
being
listened.
vocal are in my ear all the time, telling me how much of a piece of shit I am
Yeah.
for being on this board.
I know.
And quite honestly, I'm ready to quit.
Yeah.
And I hope we're off there, because my family doesn't need this shit, and I don't need this shit.
Yeah.
And I'm ready to step down, and someone else can come in here and do this fucking job. And I'm getting sick and tired of coming in this fucking room every other Monday and dealing with it. We're not getting anything done. And honestly, he's not wrong for being upset. She's not wrong for being upset. There's a lot of bullshit that has gone on, and I'm pissed off. And I've gotten pissed off because I'm trying to do what's best for the fucking town. And what's best for the town, I feel like, is not best for what's best for him. And he's trying to fucking build some bullshit case along with him, who sits in the fucking front row every goddamn week that I'm in here.
Do you want me to get you some water?
No.
You haven't gotten to anything on the agenda.
I know that.
Do you want?
I absolutely know that.
What's that? I bet he didn't, I bet they didn't stop.
I hope I got to them in time.
Take a deep breath. Everybody just needs to cool out.
We need to make sure we get other opinions in here instead of just.
Absolutely.
Well, that's very
Yes.
true. And I'll say
That's where
something.
we're failing.
We are off?
We're not in the meeting now.
I texted her.
Absolutely.
Are we in the meeting?
And what I think is happening is Zach, it's a very vocal minority in this town. Very vocal.
Hey, Jeff.
We are still on. Okay,
Well, you're in recess, you know. so
we're in recess.
Maybe
And I'm by myself now, so,
Can I make a recommendation?
yes.
I think you need to reschedule this meeting.
What's that?
I think we should reschedule the meeting.
Till Monday?
I don't
I
know.
like the suggestion.
My wife's birthday?
Try to get back on track and ignore the haters
And
and get
just,
things done.
and I'm with Zach. I'm just frustrated with the whole thing, and every time I think we're making headway, trying to get things on track, this happens.
Yeah, there's too much
And it's,
polarization.
and it seems like it's orchestrated just to throw us off track. There you go, Facebook world.
Well, you're right about that. It's intentional disruption.
The
and,
polarization right now is just too much to take.
Can I
Yeah.
just look
It's
at-
hard enough to be on a board. All the boards are stressed, all the boards,
It's hard to work
suffer.
your butt off every single day, a million hours a week to have this.
Yeah.
It's really hard.
It's uncivil.
Well, look at the bright side. At least you got another dozen meetings coming up there than usual.
Well, one of them I'm on vacation for, so that might have to get canceled in August. But I'm very lucky to look out and see the three of you there. Thank you.
It's not easy, it's not that much fun to be on a town board.
No, it isn't.
I'm stressed out
And it
half the
shouldn't
time.
be that difficult. It shouldn't be.
Well, the issues could be difficult, but the
Yeah.
hostilities
The
should not be.
hostility has got to,
Right, right.
The polarization is the tough part, we're all polarized now.
and I'd like to, and I know the previous chairman wanted to kind of calm it down too. And It's hard to get a handle on it.
I really think that we should close the meeting.
Well, I have to have
I
the,
understand the issues, but, you know, for the record, if you're able to set a meeting, approve that, set a meeting, that would be welcome to us. For our item.
see, we got things on our agenda tonight.
We got things on our board.
Yeah.
I remember sitting here, when we go through like meeting minutes, like 12 sets of
Yeah.
minutes, and never got to like the school boilers and other things. It's like-
Yeah, it's
You're here for a reason, Rick.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
an hour, and we're not even on meeting minutes.
Right,
And,
right.
and this is my
Right,
my frustration. We got things to do.
right, right, sure, of course you do. No,
And we're dealing with records requests for which we don't have the records.
Yeah, but that, it is what it is.
And it is what it is.
You can't just like
The thing is,
gloss over this stuff, you can't just say.
well, yes, you can. You can
After
say,
you-
We've been trying.
but you can say thank you for your input.
Right.
Yeah.
We're taking it under advisement, moving on.
Right.
But it hasn't been working that way because he keeps on talking.
Well, no, ask him to leave, you know, he can't be disruptive. It's not, that's not okay to be disruptive.
Oh, yeah, that
The
was
public
it.
meeting, this is in the public interest, what we're doing here tonight, what you're doing here tonight. It's in public interest. No one individual should be able to derail it.
Derail the whole thing.
It's just not.
Or
It's just-
two.
Are you guys? We're still, by the way, we are still on YouTube.
Fine.
If you want to look up, you can hear my little rant.
Oh, good. Good, so everyone heard me yelling, that's perfect.
Yeah, it's great. No,
You're a human being.
we are all human. None of us is perfect.
Right. We're all doing the best we can.
I would like to get back to our regular agenda, if you
No
gentlemen
problem, yeah.
don't mind. We do have things on our agenda tonight.
Meeting minutes.
Meeting minutes. All right,
April,
Mr. Chair.
sorry.
yes,
October 14th is already approved with amendments.
right.
November 10th already approved with amendments.
April 13th was one that we tabled.
Yes, and
Yes.
And
the changes are in here.
may I say something to April 13th?
Sure.
Those changes that you wanted to make, I was wrong. I looked over I went through the meeting video with my wife, and all those amendments, I have no problem with them whatsoever. They did happen.
Okay.
So, there it is, Facebook world. I can admit it.
Reflective in here.
And they are in the meeting minutes.
Okay.
So I can,
All right, so
do we want to?
October 14th is already,
Yeah, we already voted on
We
that.
already voted on those.
Yep.
right.
Yeah.
So April 13th, I make a motion to approve April 13th, 2026 with amendments.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, any further discussion? All those in favor? Aye. April 22nd.
Nothing
Second,
was-
that was already approved, sorry.
I thought that was already
It was already approved, it's on the meetings, it's done.
I just copied what was on the last meeting, because nothing really happened, and then I just pasted with the two
Okay,
meetings that were
that's fine.
added, so.
That's fine. April 27th.
Nothing was
Yeah,
done tonight, I didn't
nothing.
touch it. But April 30th was added, and then the one that Mr. Spencer did, which is June 22nd.
April 27th.
And I did finish.
April 27th.
20. Okay. Were the amendments added to that at all?
Literally, I did nothing.
Did
Okay.
you have amendments
I
for
did.
April? You did.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have your written comments for that one
So
like I
you-
did with
Do we
April.
want to just table this?
Table
And I'll
this?
send the amendments along and
Yeah.
I'll email Justine and we'll, so I make a motion that we table April 27th meeting minutes.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, April 30th.
These are the new ones.
Okay, yeah. I've read them, I mean, they seem pretty accurate and everything, so.
I read through them, and just went over them again.
Yeah,
I didn't see any issues.
I read through them and I watched the YouTube again on this one.
Yeah, I didn't watch the YouTube on it, but.
I'll make a motion to approve April 30th, 2026 meeting minutes.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, June 22nd, 2026.
And these are the ones you did, Zach?
Yes.
Just informationally, Zach is coming in on Monday to teach me how to do this.
Very good.
So
Thank
what did you use? Because I have a whole list of the steps.
I used, I didn't like the YouTube transcription, so I
Okay.
used a website, TurboScribe. I put the YouTube link right in that, got that transcript. It's more detailed than the YouTube one.
Yeah,
And I took that and I put it into Google LM and it produced these.
okay.
And then I went through the actual YouTube transcript, or actually the TurboScribe transcript, because you can click it kind of like the YouTube transcript and it pops up with the parts of the meeting that it's in.
Yeah.
It plays that bit of the meeting and I went through and filled in the names.
Okay. And also the formatting. How did you choose the formatting? Because the formatting's good.
Yeah, I like the form.
I put in official municipality meeting minutes
Yep.
into the Google LM and it produced these.
And how long did all this take?
Maybe 40 minutes tops.
Maybe some of the other boards might wanna learn about it too.
I use my stuff, so whatever. We all get there in the end.
Yeah.
We do.
So,
Yeah,
I like the format, I like the setup.
Yeah, I do too.
Appreciate you doing it.
I'll entertain a motion.
All right, I'll make a motion to approve the June 22nd, 2026 meeting minutes.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? All right.
So, while we're on meeting minutes, Mr. Chair,
Yes, sir.
we still have a significant amount still outstanding. So, I recommend, Zach, if you started at June 22nd, if you want to work back and do June 8th, June 6th, you know what I mean?
Yep.
And I'll start from July 15th, July 28th, and I'll work this way. But we also have, like, September 29th, 2025, that's been approved with amendments, and it's still not posted. I don't know why.
I'm sorry, what was the date?
September 29th, 2025.
And it's not posted at all, huh?
No.
Well, that just, I can check and see why that's.
Oh, and, yeah. Okay. Well, we voted on it, and
Yeah, no,
it's,
I remember us voting on it.
okay, so, so I have 22 meeting minutes other than what we approved tonight, and we have executive sessions.
Yeah,
The
that-
June 1st or June 8th,
I still gotta get
Executive
back
session.
into the executive sessions,
okay,
because that would be you and me.
yeah,
I have my notes on those, I just have to type them up.
okay. So I think if we tackle it from both ends, we'll meet in the middle and get this done and over with.
Yep. We get caught up with it, it
Yeah.
will make things easier.
Yeah, because once we get caught up, it will be streamlined, there'll be no problem going forward.
Mr. Chair, can I ask a quick question?
Yes, ma'am.
So the ones from May and June that we're already working on, you don't want them worked on? I just want to make sure I know what,
In June.
or
Yeah,
I'll
that-
wait for you on Monday.
I'll come in on Monday and I'll show you how I did it and then you'll,
Yeah.
it'll be very easy.
Yeah, I mean, if we divide it all up, we just get it done.
Mhm. We'll get it done. All right, new business. Rick, you're up.
Oh, great, okay. All right. So I'm here in my Board of Health capacity, so, and wanted to discuss landfill issues, town liability, both financial and otherwise legal liabilities. So the Lower Road landfill, which is around the co-op, the Farmers Co-op, there's a number of monitoring wells that the Board of Health is responsible for the monitoring of. And we expend approximately $20,000 a year, taxpayer money, to do the testing, to have the testing done. It was by Stantec, now it's Atlas. We just switched to different, Atlas, I think is the name of the new vendor, or the new firm, the engineering firm that's doing it. Dr. Mott got, DEP reached out to Dr. Mott, reached out to very a gentle word, that we neglected to do PFAS testing last year. And kind of got on his case about it. And so we are now expending an additional $6,000 to do PFAS testing on this landfill, which is an old landfill. The co-op was built on top of it. I don't really fully understand the history of it and how the town has a responsibility for this landfill, but in any case, we've been paying the money every year. But I use it as kind of a springboard to try to understand what the potential liabilities are for the other landfill in town. The Patriot Hollow Road, Hardwick Landfill Incorporated landfill, also known as Casella Landfill. That landfill, was closed in 2007, and my question is for the board is whether we can seek town council to review our legal exposure and financial exposure when the time comes that landfill is closed. I'm sorry, their Casella's obligations there are fulfilled. So right now, Casella through Time Bond produces a report like this every year. There's a tremendous number of wells that are all contaminated with all kinds, not just PFAS, but all kinds of heavy metals and volatile organic compounds and whatnot. And this is all adjacent to a medium high yield aquifer. So I'm here to express concern that coming down the pike, there's going to be a significant town exposure here. I don't know that. I'm not a legal expert, and I would like to at least get a couple hour review by KP Law to look at this issue, so that the Board of Health can begin to anticipate what's going to happen a mere 9 years from now. And what the taxpayer liability may be. Using Lower Road as an example, it's a very small, very old landfill, and we're going to be spending $26,000 of taxpayer money a year. Going down the line, what is the potential liability for the town? I think it's kind of proactive, anticipatory. And I think that since KP Law was involved in the original negotiations with the landfill closure on Patriot Hollow Road, they already have access to a lot of the documents, asking them to render a review and recommendations to the Board of Health and to the town taxpayer. So I'm just asking for a couple, asking KP Law for a couple hours to review the status of the town exposure, legal and financial.
See, I personally would feel that would be okay.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Just put a cap.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I don't know if you guys are following what's happening right now in Westminster. I know it's different that's not specific to the landfill that they have. That was a company that was dumping some stuff and it's contaminated a bunch of wells. They're going through it right now.
Who is that? Sorry?
Westminster.
Westminster, yes, yes.
They're
Yeah, I'm
going
familiar
through
with
it.
it, yep.
There's a lot of PFAS that are
Yeah.
in a lot of private wells. They are holding, I believe they're holding the company that's responsible for it, they're holding them accountable. So this is something that I agree with you, we need to get ahead of it now.
Right.
And not wait, so.
Yeah, there's a lot of rumors, or I think, you got two veterans right here of that era. People have kind of foggy recall, was 20 years ago, understandably. But KP Law has the documentation, and Giorgio, they have all that, and
But it would be a good idea to see what our exposure is.
Yeah. And also, what the town has to do to give proper notice to Casella, if there's an issue and it's leaking, and you have those reports that says it's leaking, what is their responsibility?
Right.
And KP Law would be the one to review that and give the recommendation of, hey, we sent a notice, we put them on notice, this is your issue, you need to correct this. That should come
in
from
DEP's
law.
defense, they're saying that it's not an issue, the actual levels are coming down over the 20 years. These reports have been issued yearly for 20 years, and the numbers, I have not trended them, but the DEP is saying it's not to worry. There's nobody living within 1,000 feet of that landfill,
Okay.
and that the numbers have been coming down, so not to worry about that landfill leak. We all know that plumes travel far and fast, especially in high transmissivity areas where there's high gravel contents. They can travel for miles, not just 1,000 feet. But, that's neither, I mean, there's 40 households, just downstream, downgrading, I should say. And Charlton, I don't know if you're familiar with Charlton Southbridge issue, but the Southbridge landfill leaked, Charlton got the plume, they had to put in 88 municipal water supplies to 88 households. So, there's town exposure.
Right. And Ware's just down
Yeah,
Right down the
Spring.
street.
Yeah, and the Hardwick Pond, community.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
there's children.
Mr. Chair?
Yes.
Can I ask Dr. Romano a quick question? Do you have so I did a search through my
Yeah.
electronic files at
Right.
least, and I couldn't find much. Do you have a background or something or anything that you could send me so I can get it to KP, because I don't have anything to send
Right.
unless I try looking in here, which I have.
They're all in boxes in
Okay.
various people's homes. They're, you pointed upstairs.
Well, there are boxes upstairs. There's probably 3.5 boxes worth of landfill files from the landfill years, early 2000s. Actually, it started at the end of the 90s with a draft environmental impact report and went right up through 2007. And, all that stuff couldn't stay in our files.
Right.
Conservation Commission set, there's probably a select board set, and there might be Board of Health, or Planning Board,
Planning board,
versions of those boxes.
tons of materials.
There's a lot of stuff. I mean, some of us were on the landfill oversight committee. I mean, there were feet of stuff to read.
It was
Bill,
in the
maybe you
days
remember though,
when we
Giorgio-
generated a lot of paper.
But the KP Law, were intimately involved.
They
in
were.
this. So they should have the legal record. Let's go to that.
Yes, Bill.
KP may have, I don't know if we do, have an actual, put our hands on a copy of the closing contract and all the document that obligates them to do the monitoring and perhaps to rectify any problems that come to light over the period of time. Maybe 20 or 30 years are gone now.
Right.
I think it's entirely prudent for the town to find out, yes, what the terms of that are legally, to determine whether or not additional testing needs to be done, which might do a better job of seeing where any contamination now or in the future is coming from. And then if it turns out that there's some expense beyond what the board may authorize for legal review, then I guess it should be a capital planning committee item. You
Right,
know,
right.
Put it in there as a priority to know that it's gonna come up in a budget, because it would cost us to defend ourselves in advance
Right.
of the
Well,
situation.
that was after hearing, the whole, budgetary issues at the town meeting. It's like, we need to anticipate what the financial burdens
Right.
could be.
I'd also add that it's really good to see, to have these things documented, not just the problems that are there, but to know what's happening, because it's very possible that, that we'll see another offer to open the landfill and so
Right.
forth. And we really want to know, all the benchmarks of where we're at and how things are different, and really what problems would be made worse by reopening. I think we expect to see something again
Yeah.
in time.
So, we have no issue with, Rick from the Board of Health contacting town council?
I mean, I know you try to keep a count on the
Right.
legal
Yeah,
expenses of
legally,
the town.
yeah, but, try to keep it at a minimum.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, but I'm just gonna ask for a couple hours even,
Okay.
the review.
Send me whatever you
Absolutely.
can.
Can I work with Justine on this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, I cap it to 4 hours for right now.
Yeah.
And like,
4
if
hours.
people come back to us and say,
Yeah,
we're opening a, whatever, Pandora's box. who knows?
right.
trying to keep it at 2 hours.
Yeah.
If it goes over, it goes over.
Right. I'll keep you appraised and,
Yeah,
we'll start
please
at
do.
2.
But
and-
not to exceed 4.
Right, not to exceed 4. No, absolutely.
Let's be clear.
No,
That's the budget.
No, well, the attorney, they
Hey,
could change it. Okay, thank you.
At least if they were to start to assess the situation,
Yeah.
the town some advice.
Yeah,
How to
it's-
proceed,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
before we squander too many more years and get closer to whatever our liability.
all of a sudden finding out that we have a ton of liability for something that we
Yeah,
could have
millions.
nipped in the bud.
Millions and millions.
Right.
This may be a stupid question, and I apologize. Are the test results for the Lower Road one, are they online, or are they available?
Not yet. Oh, sorry.
No, please answer. I don't know the answer to that question.
Well, we haven't done the testing, the PFAS testing yet.
Not the PFAS,
Yeah.
but the other
But
test.
the other testing?
Right. They're all clean, I think.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, I think they've all been fine.
I think
good.
there should
There's
be a
old
little
shoes
sample.
and, axe handles down there, it's like, that's an
Yeah.
old landfill.
Yeah.
We're not talking, toxics.
Yeah.
Modern day.
Yeah, and I was just hearing from Bob Bottomley that even some of the, the sand from the mills,
From the foundry.
from the foundry, thank you, that's the word I was looking for. Some of the foundry sands that were used probably for casting and molding ended up going over there on top of what was some of the
Yeah.
earlier landfilling from the 50s and 60s.
You mean Lower Road?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Old Road, and used as fill and eventually built upon it. That's where some of the warehouses got built for co-op.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Very good.
And thank you for everything you do, you guys.
Thank you. Discussion and vote on the fiscal year 2027 appointments.
So you'll see a list of appointments that was attached to the agenda. I'm not 100% confident that they're accurate because we really don't have any, I think for the most part they are, but I'm sure there are some people on here. Typically in the other towns that I've been in, either the town clerk or the person has reached out and been like, I want to be reappointed, I don't want to be reappointed, blah, blah, blah. That doesn't happen here, so I did my best. So I hope if someone is on a committee that doesn't want to be, or isn't on a committee that wants to be, well, please send me an email. Also, that's in your packet is Chief Landine's appointments for 2027 for his officers. And then you will also see in your packet that a member of the Conservation Commission is also up for reappointment, David Larson. So just to include with that list that I attached. And also, just a plug, the Cultural Council is looking for members.
All right, now on these 2027 appointments, I notice a lot of them are 2028 and 2029.
Yes, so I went by the annual report and the town website on when they're whether they're 3-year appointments, 2-year appointments, 1-year appointment, when they expire. Like, for example, if you go down Ryan Whitcomb's from the Historic Commission, he's only a 1-year,
Right.
he's only a 1-year appointment. So again, I did my best. There must be a better way, to be honest.
Now, do we want these people to reapply for the appointments?
That would be a lot of pestering.
Yeah. Or do we just automatically do it?
Well, Mr. Chair.
Yes,
Right.
Bill,
Spoke with the town of Barry clerk
okay.
on a similar thing, like just asking what they do. And we have the same software, we have LL data. And she uses it in a way where all the appointments, so when a new selectman or select person member is elected, before that election, that month before, she goes through all the appointments and asks everybody, because it expires on that date, the election date, and says, do you want to be on this committee, or you want your appointment for next year? And they email back and say yes or no. So they know right away what the vacancy is. So this is something we should start doing going forward. We have this software, and we're paying for it, we're just not maybe using it optimally.
I can make a request to the town clerk if that's something the board would like. Because to Mr. Chambers' point, I think there's a better way than me, searching, and because no one, other than Gail Anderson, no one else sent me an email or reached out to me about their appointment. So I'm going off the annual report and the website, both of which have different names on them.
And Gail Anderson, it's 2028. Expires 2028,
Yeah.
according to this.
So,
How do we
work
wanna
on it.
proceed?
You want to table this for now, so you have a little bit more time to review this information? and
I
kind of go
reviewed it.
through this?
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
I'm just saying.
I reviewed it to the best of my ability without
Yeah.
a person coming to me
Okay.
and telling me, I'm no longer on this committee, I don't want to be on this. I was hoping when people got their annual report, they'll be like, well, I'm not on this anymore. But it just wasn't the case, and I think we can do a better job of it. My recommendation is we appoint these people, and then going forward, we come up with a way where it's tracked better. And I think with the new website, it will be better, and I'm gonna plug the new website anywhere I can. We'll have updated names and stuff, but I think the onus needs to either be on the individual who wants to serve or not serve, or if you want me to speak to the town clerk about the software that he uses. But I think that we need to appoint them, because I don't know if this town does holdovers. So I don't want to, the people that want to get reappointed to these committees, like conservation, I don't want to hold them up. That's my recommendation.
Well, I think the town clerk should be keeping track of this,
Right.
without a doubt.
I'm sure he has, in some way, shape, or form.
Okay. But
I had him review this too, by the way. I said, can you please look at this? Because I want to, and it was okay with him. But
So your recommendation is that we take the slate of appointments that you've given us
correct.
and just appoint them all
But then you're gonna have to reach out to them, right? All of these people.
The town clerk will.
eventually.
I would assume to be like, hey, you were reappointed.
Right, do you want? to be
Yeah.
reappointed?
And then the police is just more informational because it's a structure.
I'd like to deal with these first. So do we want to just table this and have the town clerk contact everybody? Yes, Bill?
If I may, it seems to me that several things that town has done haven't worked out that well. One is to appoint people without terms. Even if the bylaws say they're supposed to be staggered terms or whatever, they just put someone on the committee with no terms named.
Yep.
Then, if they did have a term named, they roll them over automatically without even talking to them. So you get a lot of these people who aren't active who are there again and again.
Yeah.
And then the membership of committees is reported one time on our directory, often inaccurately, on the Hardwick website, one on the mytowngovernment.org, which is the thing that Barry uses too. It's often inconsistent there. And there's a third page where it's like select board appointments. You know, and this, as the new website comes on, I would hope it has, and you set up a provision to have this all listed in one place.
Yes.
And the information would still have to go over to mytown.gov, but basically be searchable and all set up that way. And then the select board, but that'd be the time I would think you'd want to say, okay, who needs to be reappointed? Which committees need a reappointment or a new appointment or whatever? At that point, I think you might want to ask, do you automatically want to tell the person whose term is up, do you want it again? Personally, I think that those communications ought to go to the committee or the board, the chair, and basically say several things. One, these are who we have now as your members and their terms. Is this accurate? Also, you do or you don't have, and if you don't use, a town email. A lot of our boards don't even have an email for the board business, and it should. So, if you end up tidying all that up at once around the new website and make the new appointments for people whose boards want them to be reappointed, because we are always putting forth names, recommendations to the board as to who should be appointed to the committee. And there may be sometimes somebody doesn't want it, or the rest of the board, the chair doesn't want to put them up again for that term.
Mr. Chair.
Yes.
I recommend we table this, but we have the town clerk contact the people, start loading this information into LL data. So next year, they just hit a button and you get a report in 5 minutes. Whose terms expired, everything, email, point of contact, and they send it out. Do you want to be reappointed?
So you're saying table it?
Table it and have the town clerk reach out and start gathering this information. The town clerk is supposed to have this information.
Are is every committee different, like on their term of?
Yeah.
That's kind of.
They're all over the place.
Which is, I'm sorry, I didn't judge. Which is partially what took me the longest, was to come up with either, figure out what their terms were, or set them terms, or for example, if you see Master Plan Steering Committee on this list, is all expiring in 2027, because they're only in a committee as long as they're working on the master plan. If they're done with the master plan, there's no committee. So that's why that one's a year. But recycling, or I actually I researched to find what their terms were.
Okay, I have a motion to table. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to add the perspective from the Conservation Commission. Usually we keep track of, our rotating appointments. The only thing we may have lost track of was when the rollover is. Might be at the end of June. And
Usually.
in the past, I know I have, and our other members have, submitted a letter to the select board saying, I know my term is up. I'm willing to continue and, volunteer for this board. And Peggy may have given us a list.
Peggy gave me an email, or sent me an email, and that's what's included in your packet.
She may have reminded us at an earlier meeting, in the last couple of meetings, and we just lost track that David Larson, for instance, should send a letter of a couple of sentences saying whether or not he wants to be reappointed.
Yeah.
Because the select board deserves that courtesy, rather than trying to guess.
And a lot of people don't know when their terms are up. And a lot of committees don't know that either.
Yeah.
Well, I now know.
Yeah. So, we got a motion to table?
Are we, just for clarification,
Okay.
are we tabling just this and we're going to vote on the?
Yes.
Okay, all right, yes, then I'll second that motion.
Okay. So, all those in favor of tabling just the FY '27 appointments, with the exception of the police
And conservation.
and conservation? And conservation.
And Gail Anderson, who's the only one that sent me a letter.
We'll table Gail Anderson for now because it says here she's expired in 2028.
No, those are the those are the,
That was the correct, if we voted on that?
if you voted on it
Okay,
tonight
okay.
for July 1st, that's when they will expire.
Oh, okay,
That makes sense.
okay, very good. So
In your packet, you'll see the letter that Gail sent me. She was the only one
So-
that sent me a letter.
we'll table everybody but Gail Anderson,
Yes.
all right?
Okay.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Move on.
The next is the police, which is more informational for you guys. If you guys want to vote to support the police chief, you know he's a strong chief, but these are his appointments for FY '27.
Okay, this is, we're not taking the vote on this stuff.
You can vote to accept it or vote to stand by the chief's recommendations or appointments, whatever you want to do.
I'll make a motion to accept the appointments given to us by the police chief.
Do I hear a second? Okay, all those in favor? Aye.
And then there's Gail Anderson.
Yes, Bill?
I'm sorry, I was gonna ask, are you going back to Parks and Rec to make that appointment?
She submitted a letter which is in the select board's packet.
But she's not appointed.
They're getting to it now.
Yeah, we're getting to it right now.
I thought you'd-
We're working our way through, Bill.
Patience.
Well, no, there is no time for patience here.
So the next thing in your packet is a letter from Gail Anderson, who wants to serve on the Parks and Rec Committee again.
Do we hear a
I'll make a
motion?
motion to approve or appoint Gail Anderson to the Parks and Rec Committee.
Second,
How long is her term?
Let me check my chart. Expires in 2028.
Okay,
So we
so,
should say expires 2028 of May, like, right at the select
June.
board?
June 30th.
June 30th.
June,
All right.
yeah, end of June.
Okay.
All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed?
The next in your agenda, in your packet, is David Larson. This is an email from Peggy Baxter, the Conservation Commission clerk.
David Larson, okay. Make a motion to approve David Larson to the term of the Concom for a 3-year term.
I'll second that.
Okay, any further discussion? All those in favor? Aye.
One-day liquor license.
There it is, right on top. Okay.
So the next agenda item is the liquor license
license.
for Fieldcrest Brewing. This is
Yes.
for the Hardwick Fair. She has submitted all of her paperwork and payment, and I will, should the board approve it tonight, I will have a document for you guys to sign.
Okay. Make a motion to approve the one-day liquor license for Fieldcrest Brewing for August 14th, 2026.
Second.
Okay, is that just August 14th?
Yeah, it says one day. August
One day,
14th.
okay.
They're not gonna do both days, are they?
That's a good question.
Kind
Let me
of
take
why
a
I
quick
was
look.
asking the question.
Oh, I know.
Give me one quick second.
Yep,
Yeah, because all they have on here is August 14th.
and that's, it says one-day license here.
So in your packet is the August 14th one day, and then I also have the 15th in my to be signed folder. So if you don't mind amending your
Okay, I'll amend the
motion
motion.
to the 14th and 15th to one-day licenses.
Okay. Make a motion to approve Fieldcrest Brewing for 2-day or one-day liquor license for August 15th, 2026 and August 14th, 2026.
Second.
Okay, any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
All right, next on the agenda is highway clerk.
Mr. Chair?
Yes, ma'am.
Lori has given her notice for the highway. She is staying with the police department. The job was posted, and Ann Garwood-Hampp submitted her resume. The highway superintendent and myself interviewed her. She is currently the highway clerk in West Brookfield, but because of the failed override, her job went to part-time from full-time. So to supplement some of the hours, she's going to be working here. She started today, so she already has the Chapter 90 experience. She has the experience working in a highway department, and she did successfully pass a quarry check.
All right. Do we have a motion?
Make a motion to approve the appointment of Ms. Garwood-Hampp for the highway department clerk position.
I'll second it.
Okay, any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
May I ask a question?
Yes.
Mr. Chair, thank you. On back to the liquor licenses, two things. One, I saw on the agenda at one point was whistle stop, and now they're not. There's no change in the plans there, I hope.
No, they probably just haven't sold the property yet, so we can't transfer the liquor license until they sell the property.
So they unfortunately just didn't submit their paperwork in time for this board meeting, and we have to, because it has to be a liquor license hearing, because we're transferring the license, we have to post it. So he unfortunately just didn't get his paperwork in time, so that's
all
why.
it is, I'm glad to
Yeah.
hear that.
Yep.
The other one,
Yes.
Okay.
the other situation was Old Furnace General Store, where you'll recall, I believe, that almost 2 years into the lighting complaint and violation notice that they'd gotten, the light hadn't been fixed, and this board, your board, put a conditional license, approved only a conditional license based on that getting fixed. We haven't seen it officially yet, but I understand from the building inspector that he's not satisfied. And so my
You
question
said
is,
he's now satisfied.
He is satisfied
Okay.
now with the lighting is all right.
The lighting has changed.
Right, and so I just wondered if I assume they're aware of that, but has their license been, has the condition been lifted, or has it been put in place without a condition?
I would say it was off, because it was only contingent of, if they didn't do it, their license would expire, but they
Correct.
took, and made all the corrections.
Yeah, they put
And
a
the
shield
shield
over
is up and everything.
Yeah.
I've seen it.
That's
You were
true.
gonna say something?
That's exactly true.
Okay, yeah. And
So their
I,
license is their license.
Yeah.
It's
and I've
valid.
noticed, and I have definitely noticed the change in the lighting.
I can say for sure, as it was shining in my bedroom at first, that it is significantly better, so,
That was the idea.
You can get sleep now.
yeah, yeah.
I love light.
Okay.
All right. Discussion and vote on special town meeting date.
So we did receive some comments back from town council today. I haven't fully been able to go through them, but I did give a copy to Mr. Cole, the planning board chair. But I know Mr. Cole does have some proposed meeting dates for the special town meeting.
I do, but if I could back up, I'll just remind you of the process where we had let this board know for a year now, I guess. We've been working on zoning bylaw changes or adoption to bring to you and then to the town for possible approval. We had our hearing. We told you that, and you sent the warrants that we prepared for the articles off to legal for review. That review has come back, and I'm glad to say there's only minor things. They did a little suggested formatting changing. They suggested taking out some definitions that we had in there, particularly about ADUs, because even though they're part of the state model bylaw, they said, well, you don't have to have those in your version because you don't have a transit station. You don't have to spell out the DOHLC in Massachusetts. So different things that the state had in their model that we put in there that they, KP said, not necessary. And there were a few other small changes that were helpful. And if you approve the articles that we had given you, they went to legal, and you approved them to be put in the warrant as we wrote them, but incorporating their legal's advice on these smaller points, then we will, with Ryan's help, draft the final warrant and articles and go to special town meeting about it. Yes, we wanted to find a date for the special town meeting that works all around. Sort of the sooner the better, but they have to be posted. And I believe that if you were to set a meeting tonight for anywhere beginning, and these are dates that work for the planning board, and it was August 4th, 5th, Saturday the 8th, and the 12th. All of those are dates which don't conflict with one of your meetings or one of ours, or any big event, going around the fair and so forth, we avoided that. So, any of those dates, if you're ready to set a meeting, would work by us.
Excuse me, can you give those dates one more time, Bill?
Yeah, August 4th, 5th, Saturday the 8th, and the 12th. I know you also have to pick the place it would be, and I would point out that I don't think, but who knows, that this is going to attract a huge crowd. There is also something on your agenda you want to add,
Mr.
something
Chair.
about the school.
We have to add the regional agreement that Mr. Tinker was a part of between the town and Quabbin Regional School District that will be added to the special town meeting.
Special
Yep,
town meeting.
sorry.
I don't know if that's going to attract a lot of attendance. I don't think ours will, so the question comes down to when and where you want to do it. I mean, it could be in this room if it's less than 60 people, it could be at the townhouse.
Townhouse? Yeah,
Townhouse, Bill?
townhouse.
Those are fine. I did not check with Ann.
That's kind of an
But
in-between.
one
It's
of
not
those.
huge like the school, and it's
Right.
not where we'd be
It's
running out of space
This is
here.
60 or 70, but it's,
Yeah.
what is it there? It must be 100.
Right.
Kind
You
of
held your
between.
last special town meeting there, so that's
Yeah.
why I recommend the town.
Absolutely.
Internet's a problem.
Now, what day?
Also, on the dates that were listed, 8/12 is the only one that works for
Don't
me.
really.
8/12 works for me too.
Yeah.
8/12?
8/12, yeah.
8/12? 8/12 it is. Yeah, I don't have anything on that day.
What
Would
time?
you like me to make a motion?
Yeah,
Or
what time? It's on Wednesday, 6:30?
6:30.
30.
64 people.
Okay.
6:30.
Anything else?
What time did you say?
6:30.
Make a motion for special town meeting August 12th at 6:30 at night.
At the
At the
townhouse,
townhouse.
Hardwick Center.
I'll second it.
Okay, any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? You got your meeting date.
We got the meeting. Does that incorporate approval of that we create the warrant as we talked about with the amendment?
We need to see the warrant. We don't have it.
We don't have an official warrant
Right.
yet.
We just set a date.
And you will put, and then we can approve the warrant.
Oh, the warrant all has to be posted, so that's gotta be.
Yeah.
We'll have
Real
time.
quick.
If
But I
we-
did give,
There's plenty of time.
I did give the warrant, and that was part of the review.
Um,
I mean, it left out the time of the meeting and all that, but
Let's see.
I see
I don't see
the,
a warrant, I see the.
the bylaws.
The amendments.
I don't see a warrant.
and I see your memo. That you,
Is this it right here?
I don't know. I think it was just to the select board.
yeah, that's a memo.
It's a
That's
memo.
not that's not the town meeting warrant.
Yeah. No,
Yeah, I
the
don't-
town- We have to create the warrant. though.
The warrant's gotta be created.
And you gotta add the regional school district
Well,
agreement.
the warrant doesn't contain all the articles, but it says what's gonna happen, and the articles are all,
Right, right.
well, this is what we've done before, based on, so how do, How do we get that done in time for warrant, for it all to be posted?
So as long as
Properly.
it's to you guys and voted on by the 27th. I mean, unless you're comfortable with this, like, but I mean, you see the date on it. I didn't get this till today. If you're comfortable with the article, I mean, all right, here are your options. You can wait and do it at your next meeting.
Yep.
You can approve it tonight with the amendments from town council and approve, and then you'll just have to sign the warrant. So it's totally your call, what you're comfortable with.
Are and you're okay with the amendments from town
Oh,
council?
yeah, I spent the afternoon looking through all of that and making sure that their suggestions didn't seem
And
to.
we get the warning for the
I think we just
school, right?
approve it as written with the,
And then we'll just sign it later.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Legal, and then with the extra article for the regional school.
on the regional school,
Yeah.
yes.
But does the warrant would have to be approved and signed by you all before
Yes.
We posted.
before it can be posted?
Right.
Yes,
It
so
has to
they,
be posted a good amount of time before, so.
14 days.
so they can approve it tonight,
Yeah.
and then they can sign it individually. I
Oh,
can
okay.
text them, they can
All
come
right.
into town hall to
We're
sign
not-
it
we're
whenever.
Not put off to the next meeting, okay?
No,
All right.
if they're comfortable, they can approve it tonight.
Yeah.
I'll look at all of that, update the articles accordingly, give it to Ryan to create the actual warrant, which will sign, perfect.
You know who creates it? It's actually Justine.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.
Do we need a motion on that to approve that?
Yeah.
Make a motion.
Make a motion to approve the warrant article for the Conservation Committee as
No,
Special
planning
time
board.
meeting.
special town meeting,
The
August
articles
12th.
the articles as amended by town council
and the regional.
and the regional school agreement.
I'll second the motion.
And by the way, it's planning board, not the
Planning, I'm
conservation.
so sorry.
It's okay.
Are you on that committee too?
I'm in my own mind, it's okay.
All right. Any further discussion?
One
All those,
last thing on that, if you please don't mind, do you care, or who's going first on the meeting? 6:30? Is the school gonna be first? I'm just trying to make sure people.
Probably.
Okay.
The townhouse, right?
No, the school
No,
article.
he's talking
School
about-
article.
Oh, I meant
Okay.
whose article
Yeah.
first?
Sure.
So you, okay.
Yeah, well, the
Whatever
school
you
go
prefer,
first.
Bill. Don't really matter.
It doesn't matter. All right,
Yeah,
I have a
we can get
motion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Oh, let's see, where are we now? Yeah, we're still here.
Margaret.
IT.
You will see, in your packets, there is, the IT contract, and you'll see the correspondences from town council with their recommendations. They're ready to hit the ground running. Right here.
Thank you very much.
Oh, there it is. Now, this contract has the town council recommendations already in it.
Town council's recommendations, yes.
And all of, you had, the vice chair had a list of changes.
Yes.
They were incorporated into this.
Like 90% of them.
Yes, he was very, very willing to work
Right, I see
directly
you
with
took
us.
away the $15,000 termination fee and all that. So, but it still has the escalation as far as the cost goes. And it's up to the town.
Yes.
Right, so,
I can explain that one.
all right, well, let me just get to my point. So the first year is $3,083, and then it goes to $3,900. But it does say, unless the town and the contractor agree in writing to a lesser amount. Would they agree to a lesser amount?
Yes, so those amounts that are in there are for replacing the infrastructure.
Oh, not that one, close. Those amounts that are in there, I can back you up. Those amounts that are in there are the maximum amount that we could possibly, under the procurement law, sign on for years 2 and year 3.
Okay,
But if it's written here that they're negotiable,
yeah,
this is a way, I mean, it's not a way to go around the procurement laws, but it's a way to satisfy the procurement laws so we don't have to go out to bid for the 2nd and 3rd year. That's why it's worded that way.
And it was also built in there,
Yeah, they've already, it's my money.
Yeah, it was built in there basically to upgrade equipment, etc., to plan for that, so that's why the increase of prices. But he did say on the call that we had with him, that if we need to stay at the current agreement mark, then we
Okay.
stay at the current agreement mark.
Okay. So the equipment, it's in this price, but we're gonna own it, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
So when if this deal ends, he doesn't take the equipment?
he doesn't take the equipment.
It's
Right.
our
He only
equipment.
takes his computer that he uses to remote log in?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
He's also gonna inventory everything for us, which was a huge sticking point for me.
Okay.
Or they, not really me, they.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing as well is the fact that our police department being shared, New Braintree is going with them.
Okay.
They reached out to me for my RFP.
All right.
Because they have to
No,
follow
I
the-
reviewed it, and,
Yeah.
you know, they did make all the changes and everything, so I have no issue really.
Make a motion.
Well, I just want to clarify, so 24/7 coverage,
First page, third line on number 2.
first page, third line on number 2.
First page, right here. Yep.
Yep. Town hall, 24-hour information, blah, blah, blah. Okay. All right. I'll make a motion to approve the contract with NV
And
I-
every,
Can't say
and
it.
every IT contractor.
I'll second that.
Okay, any further discussion? All those in favor? Aye.
One last thing, Mr. Chair.
Yes, sir.
As far as a reference to this contract, we have this number down here, okay? And I say we start doing 2026 underscore, today's date, 07_13, and then put whatever, IT
I
contract,
understand. Okay.
okay? Because this will help you search.
So in
Find
front of
documents.
this number,
Yeah.
basically just put 2026,
Oh.
07,
07, 13, and then whatever that number is. And then you could search by
Oh, yeah.
the
okay.
year, the date
Yep.
that it was, yeah.
It's a good
That makes
idea.
sense. Good idea.
We should continue to use that,
Yeah,
it will help us.
okay.
Yeah.
Next on the agenda, discussion on fiscal year 25 audit.
Well, Mr. Chair, I
Yes, sir.
recommend we table this for tonight because there's a lot of information to go over.
Okay,
It's already getting...
do I hear a second? Do I hear a second?
I'll second that.
Okay. All those in favor of
Aye.
tabling? Aye.
While you're tabling, can you table number 4 as well?
Sure. What is
Yeah.
number 4?
Lease
Lease.
agreement.
Yes, table number 4.
Okay,
Till next meeting.
Second.
Okay.
all those in favor? Aye. Warrant review process.
So, have you guys had a chance to review the draft policy for the warrant approval and oversight?
Yes. Is it also in this?
Jeff has the copy of it.
Okay.
Got it somewhere here.
I know there's a lot of papers everywhere.
Yeah. I did review it.
I did too.
Any questions, any issues, any...
No, I think it's good. I think that we are all in agreement on it. We've already been doing it, essentially. And I think the biggest thing is we're not trying to micromanage or anything. I think
No.
that you and I, all three of us have talked about this, and basically we're trying to set it so that moving forward, if there is a new board, it's a roadmap of how things are done instead of how things have previously been done where everything is all over the place. This is just one set way of saying, yeah, we have the oversight of the fiduciary responsibility. We all review all of the warrants. They're all sent to us, and this is how it's done. And then every select board moving forward has the right, if they don't want to do this, to adopt something different.
Oh, absolutely,
Right.
you can amend the policy, but this
They can
is a
amend the
start.
policy. This is a start.
Mr. Chair, may I ask a question?
Yes.
So we've been kind of implementing this now for the last few weeks. Do any of the three of you have anything you want either done differently, or if you do like how it's being done? Or like, is there anything the three of you, in the last few weeks, because that's, we've been implementing it.
Yeah, right.
So I have questions
Yes.
on it, you know, and it's just questions like I look at the vendor and where it's being tracked to an account. So I saw on one of our most recent ones from 8630 that some of it went to the select board, but it was LL Data. It was a software, like IT thing.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
So,
And why is that? We should make sure that these things are being tracked to the right, like,
To the right account.
when I
Yeah.
send them to you, if you have any questions, send me, like, respond to me and ask me that, because I don't know off the top of my head right this second, but I can get back to you with what that is. So just
Okay.
send me an email with, hey, what is this? And why is
Right.
it here?
okay.
Just, that's all it is.
Yeah, that's a good point. I noticed that too.
Yeah, and I was like, what?
Yeah,
Because that's usually the clerk
Mhm.
or IT.
yeah.
Or a training, because they do monthly
But it was
trainings.
software, it was
Okay.
it said LL Data.
Yeah.
I will, you think it was the 6:30? Let me know, just
Yeah.
text, just
There's
text
one
me,
of the recent
email me.
ones.
Yeah, it was one of the recent ones.
Yeah.
Just email me and I'll find the answer to that question, because I don't know.
So, and I also make a recommendation to this policy, like we add just, whatever information is being sent to us, we include and copy the finance committee,
That's a fair point as well.
you know? That's all, so they have this information, what they choose to do with it is up to them,
Yeah.
you know? But
Yeah,
they'll
we-
have it
They're
for their
seeing what we're
meetings.
seeing?
Yeah.
Yeah,
We can't force them to meet. Like,
I feel like that's a little, my opinion, working in other communities, that's not really done. I mean, whatever they ask, if they ask me for a year to date or whatever, like, I'll give them an expenditure. Just in my experience, that's not done, really. It's the select board's jurisdiction.
well, at least every quarter,
Yeah.
every 3 months,
yeah,
they should be getting a report,
Can we do?
budget,
Yeah.
expenses,
Yeah.
variance, and send it along to them.
Yeah, that's
I can
good.
do
I
that.
like that.
Okay, we'll do that.
The year-to-date expenditure.
Yeah,
All right.
every 3 months.
Yeah.
Yes, Bill?
You mentioned a couple times LL Data, and that's the outfit that Ryan has used for like the dog licensing and all, right?
Yes.
You mentioned it as something Mary uses that we could use in terms of keeping track of the terms
Yep.
for appointees. Is LL Data, that's separate from the IT contract?
Correct.
That's not even part of that?
Correct. They also
And-
do IT
And that
training.
service is part of our, what we're getting already, available to us already with LL Data, or there'd be another level of service for them to do terms and all that?
That's-
It should be in the software.
Yeah.
It depends what
Should be both.
modules,
Right.
but that's a question for the clerk, that's information that's in that office.
It's a separate entity, I guess, a separate.
I'm pretty sure that we have that capability, I just don't want
Yeah.
to say it and then be wrong.
We'll look into it and get back to you about that. We'll take it under advisement.
That's special.
Okay,
So, you guys are fine with this?
yeah.
Make a motion.
Yeah, make a motion.
All right, make a motion to approve the warrant approval and oversight policy dated today, July 13th, 2026,
With the,
with the amendment of every 3 months, budget report goes out to the finance committee.
I'll second that.
All right,
Are you gonna send me an updated one, though?
Yeah. send that to you.
all right. All those in favor?
Aye. Look at that. Moving forward. I love it.
All right?
Sewer Commission. All right.
So you'll see the correspondences from the
Yeah.
sewer superintendent, you were copied on all of them as the sewer commissioners. He is asking to start fining Quabbin Estates for their continued violation.
I know this has been ongoing, in knowing Scott, for him to reach this point, it's it's something. So I think this is something that we need to vote on. I think that they've had plenty of opportunity. He's given them a lot of leeway on what's been going on, and the problem continues to persist. So I think the only way that they are going to respond is if we start to fine them. That's my.
Bill?
I agree. I mean, Todd spent a tremendous amount of time, I don't know exactly how much, but chasing down these problems. And now he knows exactly who's causing these issues. And they're, my understanding, they're not responding.
They're not responding. And I think the only way that they're gonna respond is if we start hitting them right in the wallet, so.
Okay, so do I hear a motion?
Like a motion, do you want the dollar amount and everything, or
I think we
it's
should-
5,000?
He said 5,000, I think maybe we should leave it up to his purview.
Yeah.
Well, but it says immediately fine them the full 5,000 and demand a plan to remove the solids.
All right.
I make a motion to approve the fine of the Department of State's violations of 5,000 and demand a plan to remove the solids.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Okay. Next is mulch at Hardwick Sewer Pumping Station.
Mr. Chair, this was an issue going back quite a while. I guess there was a deal with East Quabbin Land Trust for the land. We have rocks down there now. During a different iteration of the select board, the chair wanted wood chips down. The sewer superintendent does not love that idea. He's worried about the $30,000 worth of pipes that are underneath there. Mr. Tinker was also involved in a lot of those conversations, so whatever direction the select board wants to go in is what the direction we'll move in.
Now, my understanding is that land was originally East Quabbin Land Trust land, and that was part of the agreement with East Quabbin Land Trust, was that there would be a more natural route to the site.
How more natural you get than rocks, but
Yeah.
It's just riprap. It's 5 feet around the embankment because of the erosion of the rainwater runoff that's coming through. And they want to plant into it. And now they want to cover mulch, which will create flooding and
Yeah.
Do you know if that was part of the original agreement, though?
I'm sorry.
It's come up, it's been discussed, but there was also discussion of putting the wall back at the front entrance, so you can't just see in, you know? And I don't know where that stands.
I know a little bit. So it was part of the agreement, to my understanding, that either trees would be planted or shrubbery or something would be planted where that wall is, or that embankment
Some
is.
sort of screening.
Yeah, and then there is talks to fix that wall that you're referring to.
Yeah.
I don't
In the
have
front to
yeah.
cut down, and then, you know, you didn't have to cover this with mulch.
Yeah, I don't think, I'm kind of in agreement with Scott on this. I did a little bit of research on this, and I agree that putting mulch over it is not the answer, because it's just gonna create, like you said, flooding issues. I think if we put anything over it, I think, washed stone, but obviously that would cost money, or like you said, put the wall back in place, so that you can't even see the riprap. That's,
Someone mentioned to me, maybe, like, just throwing out ideas to me today, like, maybe doing ivy. I don't know what that is, because I'm not a nature person, but
Doing a planting.
So I'm on the board of the East Quabbin Land Trust.
Oh.
And
Yeah.
So part of the agreement was that it was gonna be made to look natural. Now it does not look natural. The issue is that the original owners of the property that donated to the land trust, the Thomas, are Hans passed away, of course, but Gina was not happy with the way it looks, and you know, we're trying to satisfy the person who's generous to us, you know, and so trying to make it, and so that's why we when we first set it up, that it would look natural. You know, it's supposed to look like a sugar shack, and, you know, but now it just looks like an industrial site. And so, it's something, I think ivy is a good idea, or some, you know, natural.
Something with screens.
Yeah,
Something with screen.
that covers the riprap, the rock.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the stone wall out front is, you know, just a field stone wall, but I don't think you're gonna be able to build it so that you can't see in.
Yeah.
It's an
Well, it
easement.
cuts down what you can see.
Yeah, and I know, I think it's part of the solution. I think
Right.
Ivy, as nature girl over here said.
I know so much about nature.
It's
No, but I think, no, something like that would be, I think we can find a compromise. But
It's not
Fine.
town land, it's an easement. Just so you know.
It's an easement.
It is
It's
an
an
easement.
easement on
Yeah.
East Quabbin Land Trust.
East Quabbin Land Trust land.
Right.
So, plantings would be maybe an alternative.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
I think
Maybe just
anything,
stick seedlings in between the rocks.
yeah.
You know,
You know, something that grows like ivy.
if you put a birch in the rock. Well, we can figure something out.
Yeah, I think anything's
Or
better
even
than,
something along the edge of the riprap, but not in it.
So it's
And it
not,
just grows over and covers the
Right,
riprap.
right.
Yeah.
right, so it doesn't,
Take away
cause
from.
drainage problems. It
Right.
doesn't prevent drainage, as Zach was pointing out, but it shields the bright stonework from
Yes.
being
That's
so
right, 'cause
visible.
They put mesh
Right.
down underneath the rocks, that's
Right.
right. That's right, so you can't plant in the rocks. Okay.
Yes, Bill?
Thank you. One, I think it's important to remember that Thomas was donating the land, and Jenna had to also give her permission, right, to the land trust to grant the easement, so, you know, this was assured to Jenna at the time, so I think her being happy is a good thing. Are those green barriers gone, the ones that just controlling the water flow, where they had those laying around?
Yeah, right. No, I think the site's all cleaned up, but it's just very
The green
sterile.
stuff,
What to grow?
the green stuff was erosion control, I think, for a while, and then
That's
that
fine.
went away.
So
I
you
can bring it up
think
to the
that-
board tomorrow, in the
Yeah.
meeting, and say, you know, can we come up with something that can grow over the top of it? Because there's mesh underneath it.
I think we should table this until we
Yeah.
get something more definite as an
Yeah.
alternative to the wood chips.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah, the wood chips
Table?
would just
Make a
go
motion
away.
to table this.
Second.
Okay, any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
We're gonna get to the end of this meeting someday.
And of course, I have like the longest town administrator report, and I have all this other stuff, but I can read it really fast.
How about we do the town administrator
Yeah.
report another day? You do two of them in one meeting? Would that be acceptable?
It's yours, I
How
mean, I have
about
some
you just give us
announcements.
the condensed version?
We've got it in writing here.
I'll be really fast.
Okay, sounds good, you're up.
Okay.
Go.
Bids for 179 Main Street and fuel went out for FY27, and they were opened in accordance with Mass General Law. Fuel's all set, 179. The gentleman that was interested unfortunately missed the deadline. So my question to this board is, do you want me to I need your direction, whether or not you want me to re-advertise. The person does want me to re-advertise, is very interested in the property. Unfortunately, didn't realize that it was due at 10 a.m. last Thursday. Thought it was due at the end of the day. It was not. It was due at 10 a.m. So I have to re-advertise. I have to do the
And that
RFP
was
again.
the only one.
The only one. So if you guys are good with that.
Yeah.
I think we, yes.
Absolutely. Mr. Tinker, okay?
One public records request, there was a vandalism issue at Memorial Park. So when we do move forward with that project, we will definitely be putting up cameras, and there are signs going up. Boilers at the fire station, highway garage, library, and town hall have been inspected. Held our bi-weekly financial management planning meeting with the treasurer, accountant, and assessor. I attended a Leicester Regional Health Coalition meeting on finances. Unfortunately, it looks like two of their employees are going to be laid off.
Who is that?
The Leicester Health Coalition.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Had a call with the Mass School Building Authority and Mr. Spencer and Mr. Korzik on the school roof project. I am meeting with Colleen Muha in a week and a half on a laundry list of things, and this is one of them, so I'll report back to the board. We are looking to move to quarterly billing for utilities like sewer because it's a kind of a hardship on the residents to do it twice a year, but we're just getting some more guidance from DLS before we move to transition to that. We're working on closing fiscal year 26. The finance committee did approve the year-end transfers. We are advertising for wastewater treatment plant operator, highway equipment operator, highway clerk, not anymore. Accountant, van driver, and recycling center laborer, not anymore. We held interviews for a highway equipment operator and highway clerk. I attended a small town administrators of Massachusetts meeting on what municipal attorneys wish every town administrator would know. Held a monthly department head meeting on town meeting and year end. Had a call with Mr. Spencer and the new IT company. Attended library board and trustees meeting. Had my radio interview. Participated in a 4-hour new website training. Looks like August 1st will be the implementation day. Just waiting for the webmaster and the clerk to finish the training. I attended the Common Watershed meeting in Belchertown with members of this board and Mr. Zinni. I have a lot of people I want to recognize tonight before I get to important dates. So the police department clerk, Kelly Hitt, went to the Massachusetts State House and received a Commonwealth Heroine Award. I want to recognize our animal control officer, Tina Lindsay, Sergeant Ryan Gentile, and Officer Joel Wilson for their active bravery rescuing a dog in a life-threatening situation. The dog was unconscious and is now made a full recovery.
Wow.
I want to thank Aaron Wynn and Eagle Hill School for making a donation to the police building renovation project and the asbestos flooring remediation at fire headquarters. I have a lot of police people tonight, I don't know why, but I want to recognize Officer Renault and Detective Armstrong. There was a breaking and entering back in June at 2:30 a.m. and they have found the gentleman. Most of the stuff has been returned and that case is now closed.
Wow.
Senator Durant and Representative Berthium's office hours are tomorrow from 10 to 11 a.m. Hardwick We Bring Tree Night at the Blue Sox is July 22nd. Please buy your tickets, $5 a ticket. Goes to the Police Association that also goes to the Police Renovation Project. Hardwick Fair is August 14th and 15th, and my time off is August, and I'm also taking a personal day on Wednesday. And that would be all. And how did I do?
That's good. Best enough. Okay, welcome to the Select Board Roundtable. Anything, gentlemen?
Zach, anything?
The only thing I have is the crossing on Route 32. I know they did a bunch of work. I know that Marty is addressing the state. It is worse than it was before. It is
Much
terrible.
worse.
It's so bad.
And you use it every day like I
use
do?
it every day. So that's just.
We got a lot of complaints today, and yes, the highway superintendent is following up with the state on it.
Yeah, that would have been my thing too. Anything, Bill?
Not really, not really. The agenda stuff going forward, work, send you a notice, get stuff on the agenda.
Right.
The question about the 50,000 in equipment purchase that had to be spoken
Would you-
to
Yes.
legal.
So yes, the highway superintendent and myself and the highway clerk, we have discussed this. It was purchased using Chapter 90 funds. It was done using a sole source procurement method, but anything over 50,000 can't be sole source procurement. So we are going to be, so it's no cost to the town. The town is not going to be liable for the purchase. It's going to be taken out of highway RAP money, which is road. It's like another road account, but it's no cost to the town. So we did figure that out.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah.
Did you have something else?
I probably do, but
But
Our audience is leaving us.
yeah, right? There's another meeting in our future.
As far as the meeting on the 20th, my wife's birthday. And
Okay.
I don't see anything pressing or urgent at this point. Is that okay with
So we'll do
Zach?
what, 28th or?
27th.
27th? Yeah.
Okay.
Representative Berthium and Senator Durant will be at that meeting to present the town with a replica Declaration of Independence.
Excellent.
Okay, great.
All right, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Before
gotta
you run
sign
away,
things first.
There's so many things here to sign.
Good job, you guys. You know,